And good evening or good morning, depending on wherever you are. We've got some people joining us from North America. There's Tom McClintock there. It's probably early morning there. Hi, Tom. And I'd just like to hand over to our head of school, to whom we owe a great many thanks for steering us over much of the course of this last 5-year adventure of getting this thing up and running. Um, and who has helped us an enormous amount in terms of fundraising for things like servers. Um, so, without further ado, I'll hand you over to our head of school, Professor Paida Mangara.
Thank you very much, Sam, for that generous introduction. And good evening, colleagues from wherever you are. I hope is that we are. Yeah, I know we are in different time zones. So just hello, and it's a great pleasure to welcome you to the launch of uh, the African Rock Art Digital Archive, which is hosted at RARI here at the University of the Witwatersrand. So firstly, I would like to to just talk a bit about RARI, to say it is one of the leading institutions which we have in rock art across the world. I think just a similar institution is in Australia, um, where we have similar something to this scale. But RARI, I think, stands out in that it has got a 35-year history in research, and most of it is conserved within RARI, within our digital archive, as well as our rock art collections within RARI. So what we've done now is to upgrade our technology so that we're in line with the technological trends, to ensure that there's preservation of all the research work which is done over the last 35 years or more, and to ensure that there's greater access to that repository which we have, because the preservation of our heritage is central to our identity, particularly here within Southern Africa. So I think this is what is important for us as to why we are doing this. But we are also excited about the technology and innovation which has been brought in through the implementation of the AtoM's open access software. So AtoM's itself, as it stands for access to memory, is a web-based software which is open access, which enables us to continuously upgrade the software over time. But what is important is that it also has additional functionality in that it's multi-repository, it's multilingual, and particularly when we want to identify ourselves with the indigenous people, it is quite important that as we continuously upgrade our software, we are able to communicate to the people, the various people who would want to access our history through rock art, through multiple languages. So access allows us to do that. But not just that, it has got functionality which enables us to export the images in various formats, which enables users to easily access that online as well. So I think the software itself allows a number of researchers in archaeology and beyond, because as you are aware, rock art is not just for those in archaeology. A lot of people are quite interested in knowing their history and their identity, and they can easily access some of those images online. So I think this provides us with an important platform to further strengthen our research and collaboration globally, because of the easy access to the images, the rock art images, which you then have. And I would like to use this opportunity to welcome you and request you to continue to work with us here at Wits University and to strengthen our collaborations. Now that our images are easily accessible online, I think let's maximize this opportunity to be able to to strengthen our research as we go forward and extend our partnerships as well. So I'd like to leave it here, Sam, and would like you to run the program from this point on. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed, Paida, and sincere thanks again. I really heartfelt thanks for the way that you have assisted us along the way. It's great that you are a database fellow and that you understand where we're coming from when we are talking about these kinds of things. If it was a different sort of head of school, a lot of this might not have gone forward. And the assistance you've given us in procuring the servers and just helping us along has been huge. So it's my job to welcome everybody. I am going to chair the launch, so to speak. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Sam Chalice. I'm the director of the Rock Art Research Institute. I think I know just about everybody here. But welcome. This is a huge step for us, and it's a huge step for all our stakeholders. So a lot of people who, of course, we invited tonight are all stakeholders in RARI in one way or another. And a lot of people here actually have or are those responsible for collections that we digitally help curate. So welcome to all of you, and I hope that you're all as excited about these developments as I am. The first big thanks on the list, apart from, of course, Paida, is to Canon South Africa, and especially to David Preston, the managing director of Canon South Africa, who is another one of those rare individuals who really gets us and really understands us. And the launch today is really part of an ongoing collaboration that we have with Canon, but it's the culmination of an ongoing program which came out of our 5-year strategic plan from 2020. A lot of which I was unsure as to whether we were going to be able to achieve. And David Preston and Canon South Africa have really helped us achieve that. It is, of course, Canon who are sponsoring the 3 posts within the digitization laboratory. So you're going to be hearing later, just now, from Mbongeni Tembe, from Selo Mokumi, and from Sibongiseni Lukele, all of whom are sponsored by Canon. And just in case you missed them over the last couple of years, we have had a couple of outstanding exhibitions with Canon, showcasing Canon's capabilities in terms of producing images and really working very closely together with them. So thank you, David, and thank you to Canon South Africa. I would also like to extend thanks to the Archive and Heritage Group. You're going to be hearing just now from Johan Pieterse. We have been in consultation with him and his colleague Alexio Mozzi, who some of you at the National Archives will already know. And they have also obviously really helped guide us in terms of what we needed to listening to us in terms of what we wanted to achieve, and then helping us to achieve that in terms of what AtoM can provide. I'm not going to talk about AtoM because they are. Except that is to say that you'll be picking up, I hope, on the fact that its capabilities far supersede anything that we've had so far, and that you as stakeholders, particularly because it has these fantastic levels of permissions and access that you can have. So, of course, the interface can be seen worldwide, but the stakeholders, for example, researchers, can update the metadata and get into their own collections, and that's just one of the advantages, the facets of this new platform. I should also mention that we have um, a, a set of new collaboration agreements that we will be sending out to all existing stakeholders and new stakeholders. So if you are a stakeholder, if you have a collection that is housed with us, very shortly you're going to be receiving we'll be entering into correspondence with you just to update the agreements that we have, and that includes obviously whether the collection is physical or digital or born digital, which is something that we hadn't for previously on the old collaboration agreement. So that's all going to be updated. And I should quickly also mention the fact that, just in case they don't get round to it, that our transformation interns, including the Canon interns and the Rupert Foundation interns, together published an article this year in the journal Preservation, Digital Technology and Culture. And if you're interested, we can send that out to you, or I might just email it to you anyway. So those are that's my quick round of thanks so far. I can see lots of other names here that I would like to thank if I had the time, but I'll quickly pass over to the Digilab manager Mbongeni for a bit of the background. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Charles. I will start by trying to share my screen. Yes, greeting everyone. My name is Mbongeni Tembe. I'm working here at Wits University at the African Rock Art Digital Archive under the Rock Art Research Institute. I will try to introduce myself for those who may not know me or for those who know me through email correspondences. I'm an archivist by profession. I'm holding a master's degree in archival studies from the University of KwaZulu-Natal, with a good experience in archival management and records management. I've worked with the KwaZulu-Natal Museum Special Library and with the KwaZulu-Natal Archives and Record Service, and also with the University of KwaZulu-Natal Library Service, and with St. Mokotimi Methodist Seminary, where I was working as an archivist as well to appraise the collection of Dr. Reverend Simon Kobole, who was the first Black person to receive a PhD at Rhodes University. So then coming to the business of the day, today we are launching our new archival system as the African Rock Art Digital Archive. I would like to appreciate everyone who's available here. So the theme of the day, it's enhancing access to Africa's culture, heritage through digital preservation. I've prepared some slides, 5 slides, but then I'm not going to focus more on the slides that I've prepared because I felt like I have a lot to say, but then due to time constraint, then I have to try my best to be very short. So I'll just give you a small background on how we get into the point of getting AtoM as our archival system into place. When I was still working at the KwaZulu-Natal Archives and Record Service, there was a rolling discussion nationally that all provincial archives, including the National Archive, must be on AtoM. Then I left. Fortunately, when I arrived here, I discovered that the National Archives and Record Service of South Africa is already on AtoM. So it was clear to me that the discussion that I had from that side really saw the surface. One might ask why we decided to use AtoM out of all existing system out there. We have a mission as an institution to get a status of becoming an official national repository of rock arts in South Africa. So it was clear to us that in order for us to obtain that status, we really need to align ourselves with a system that is being used by the National Archives and the Provincial Archives of South Africa. We held discussion with the National Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, and also the National Archives and Record Service in order for them to assist us to get the status of becoming an official repository in South Africa. More than that, with our old system, we were experiencing different challenges and difficulties. One of the major challenges was that it was maintained by different service providers. So we held a discussion in terms of checking the cost-cutting measures, and then we realized that it will be better if we can get one developer of the system, and then we align the system with VET ICT, not to use outside service providers, because it was very cost for the institution to use 3 service providers for maintenance of our system. Then we reached the agreement. We tried to communicate with VET ICT. They agreed to assist us in terms of developing the new system. The other issue that we were encountering with our old system is that we were left behind with more than 7 versions. When we contacted the company in London, they told us that the version that we are using is very old. That told us that the system is already obsolete. So we need to align ourselves with the trend of technology that is existing. More than that, AtoM is a well-recognized system by the International Council on Archives in terms of the archival standards. That include the International Standards Archival Description and also the International Standard Archival Authority Records. So we saw the need to align our archive with the international standard of archiving worldwide. So far, since we've been using AtoM, we have been using AtoM maybe for 4 to 3 months now. It's a very good system. We got the training from the archives and the heritage group who develop our system. I communicated with colleagues. They told me that they are working very well with the system. The other good thing that is very interesting about the system is that it is capable to generate the finding aid, which was also something that was problematic to us. As we arrived here in 2020-22, and then we were not like aware of the whole collection that is hosted by our system. So AtoM is helping us to understand what exactly is being curated within our system through the automatic generated finding aid. And more than that, AtoM allows the stakeholders and the researchers to ingest metadata. With the old system, we encounter challenges where you find the collection is not attributed into any site. That means we were not having enough metadata. So based on my experience, if you don't have metadata for the collection, it's the same thing as if you don't have that collection, because it's not easy to retrieve that collection. So those are the reasons that really made us to choose AtoM as our new archival system. As Dr. Charles have alluded earlier, we will make sure that we signed our new agreement with all stakeholders. As we speak now, the agreement is still with our legal team, so they are trying to finalize it. As soon as they completed the document, we will definitely share with everyone. Finally, I would like to thank the leadership from the Rock Art Research Institute and from the School of Geography, Archaeology, and Environmental Studies for the support. And also, I would like to thank my team here in the DigiLab for their tireless contribution in terms of developing the new system. And also with the VETS ICT, they've been helping us a lot, even in terms of storing our physical infrastructure, our server. They took it into the central data center of the university. I would also like to thank the Heritage and the Archive Group for their help in terms of developing the system. I met with Johan Peters via LinkedIn, and then we had a chat, and then he was willing to assist us. Finally, I would like to thank Canon SA for their support, and I hope that the collaboration will continue. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Baba Tembe. Yes, I'd also like to reiterate the mind miracle that happened within WITS, which was that we finally managed to convince the authorities that they really ought to be taking ownership of this enormous archive, 300,000 plus images from all over the African continent, the National Archives of Zambia, the National Archives of Malawi, Namibia, every single institution in Southern Africa, universities of Cape Town, of UKZN, etc., etc. The list goes on, and all of the museum archives, everybody's rock art collections are housed here. So Wits got the message, and so now our new servers are not in RARI, they are in WITS University's Central E-Research Centre, which is an enormous step forward for all of us. And on the subject of servers and things technical, I'd now like to hand over to the man that made it all happen, Mr. Johan Pieterse of the Archive and Heritage Group. Over to you, Johan.
Thank you, Dr. Charles. Hello, everyone. I just want to share my screen if I have a share button. Oh, there it is. So I'm just going to show you AtoM, a quick one, just share the right place. Okay. So, like previously said, AtoM is a archival management solution. So it's specifically developed to manage archives. We have added a few other functionality to make it better and more suitable. So it's a system that actually combines or links all the objects together. So I'm going to start by showing you. So we have sites and people. So the sites and people are all the rock art sites, as well as all the people that contributed to the rock art. So and then you can also see it's linked in the left-hand side, all the places where the rock art is. It's actually hierarchical, so you can go deeper and deeper into it. Then we extracted all the types, finger painting, whatever is on the specific image. And then we also grouped it into the different sites that we have, all the people we have, and then corporate bodies that contributed. And then there was a few family and museums. So let me start so you can I've logged in. So if you're not logged in, you see more or less the same. You just don't have buttons to do anything. So let me go to the beginning where we start. So we registered all the institutions. So this is all the universities and everyone, all the people that's contributed. Then we do all the sites and people. So we link them. Then we start uploading images and collections. So in this case, we will have a collection of the different people. I'm still going to sort this so you see your images first. So there's all the subjects, there's all the genres I spoke about. The level of description I'll just run over so you can group it by description and whatever media type you have. So if I open a specific one, let me open this one, you'll see there's the first image, and you can see on the top there's 700 images linked to this specific person. You can scroll through them, you can select a specific image. In the bottom, you can see the links. So he was the creator. It's in his repository, but it is also in the DLW. We still need to extend the words. You can see it's open to all. What is the type of format we have? If we go down, you can see the hierarchy. It's in South Africa, KwaZulu-Natal, in this neutral shelter. And it's partially, it's not fully described. The way AtoM works, it loads the main item, then it creates a reference copy. Now, the reference copy is what you will see if you're not logged in. So I should actually open a big image. So if you have a TIFF image, this will be the big image, which no one can see. This one they will be able to open, and there's a thumbnail, which is very small. So the stuff that we added is we can have feedback on the item, so people can comment on what they see. You can add to your favorites, then request to publish. So if I request to publish, I can fill in, and it will send an email to Mbongeni and the team, and they will then supply whoever wants the item. Give them the option, and then add to cart. Then what Mbongeni said. So if you go to the right-hand side, generate a finding aid. So what the finding aid will do, it will group this whole collection, all the descriptions without the images, into a finding aid, which is a PDF file which you can download and you can use. So I'm not going to do a lot more. There's the 92,000 of them. So if I say there's 292,000 items, so you can see it's quite a collection, well, quite a big collection. It's actually one of the biggest I know of in AtoM. So yeah, it's a good collection. What Dr. Challis talked about, the doing it simpler. It works 100%. You can open it on your cell phone, and you can see all this on your cell phone. And you can update. So if someone like Dr. Challis sits in the field, he wants to update this, he merely logs in, goes to edit, and fill in all the necessary data on the fly. So you can actually, if you have internet access, you can actually use the system. And then there's all other things.
Right. Okay. Sure. Well, thank you very much for the demonstration. I think most of us got a very good picture of how it's all working. And so that kind of segues us on neatly to the next section, which is the short demonstration that Selo and Sibongiseni have got lined up for us. So, Selo, do you want to take it away?
Yes, Dr. Challis. Good evening, everyone, in South Africa, and globally, as we have guests from overseas. So I'm not sure what time is it to some of our guests here. But in general, I say good evening. My name is Mujuni Sello, and I'm a digital image processor here at RARI. And my small bio, I'm from IT background. I studied computer engineering at Valtech, and I also moved on to do digitization at National Library of South Africa. Then I came here at WITS to pursue the digitization career. And so I'm here today in this field. Today I'll be showing you a demo on how to use the new platform, which is AtoM. As Johan has already shown you the snippet of the system, this is how it looks when you land on our homepage. As you can see here, it's a welcome message with all the information that you can read. And we also have static pages of where you can get all the information regarding the platform, our mission, the team, and also more information on how to search the database. But my colleague here will come and brief you on how actually to search on our system. Our system also have the language Netherlands Dutch for those who speak Dutch. And we are also looking forward to add more languages, especially African languages, and also global languages, especially like French, but that will come at a later stage. For now, we have 2 languages, English and Dutch. As you can see here, I'm logged in as the user of the system. So I encourage everyone after the meeting to actually come here to register so that they can become the users of the system. I'll log in and I'll show you now. So here,
is it possible to zoom in a bit? It's very small on the screen.
How is it now?
That's a bit better. Can we go for even more in? That's great. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you. On our top menu here, we have the browse feature where everything is situated. And also this section, you will find it here on the left side of the panel. I will take you through the images and collection. Here is where you find all the collections that we have here on the system, and also the images that are on the system. As you can see, we have many collections and items up to 476 tab. And the next item that I will show you is digital objects. Here, this is actually where you get to see all the images that we have on our platform. And you can either choose to use a card view or a table view. It depends on users' preferences on how you actually want to view the system. And one thing that is very impressive about AtoM is that when you open digital object, it actually shows you the list of institutions where you can get the images without even going to search. As you can see here, we have RARI, we have ARAL, and the list goes down. And also down here, you get to see the creators of the images without even going into an image itself. It shows you the overview of what you actually have on our system. And also down here, you get more features on the names of the sites where you will find the images, and also places where actually these images are from. As you can see, mainly from South Africa, but we have also images from Mali, as you can see, from Lesotho. It's places where you can actually find these images. Also, on this site, you will get to see the subject line of the collections, and you can also see the genre. As you can see that we have different types of material. We have slides, we have primary digital images, we have negatives, we have tracings, and so on. And also here it tells you what actually is on the system. Here on items, it's actually images. As AtoM groups it, it's item, but in details, it's actually images. We also have documents on the system. Mainly, it's site forms from the sites where images were taken from, as you need to document the site. So all the information is here on documents. Then also here, media type, like I've said, it actually varies the material. Where you see text is actually document. As you can see, the number here correlated documents there. So that's the left panel of the system when you actually open the digital image tab. Going back to the main browse feature again, like Johan has briefly showed you, we have sites and people. Sites is actually where the raw, the images are at, and also the people who contributed in the images, going to the field, getting the images. You can actually see who are the people who actually went there. For example, here you see Arnold Nepgen, that's his collection. So you get to find what kind of material that he has. The information also appear on the left side of your screen. The next tab you will see is institutions. Now this is the list of all institutions that are on the platform, and the list is many, as you can see here, is where you will find the list of all the institutions that are having the collections here at on our platform. The list goes and on and on. I won't open all of them. You'll get the time to do that when you have time. Also, I would like to highlight these two. Here it's just links of all the institutions and foundations that are on that we are working with, and also the databases of rock art. On card and favorite, this one needs a user to be logged in, because now it's going to be focusing on the user itself. Without a user, you can actually you cannot actually go inside here, and I'll show you now by logging out. When you click it, it will want you to log in. So I encourage everyone here, when you are done, please go and register your account so that you can be a user and get more options. Okay, let me go back and show you how they actually work, these two, because I think these are the ones that actually are more important in terms of using and utilizing the systems in terms of getting access to more features. Let me go to object and show you how actually it works. By clicking an image, you will see you get 4 buttons, but without being a user, you get limited images. For example, let me open one image and show you what I mean. Now, without me logging in, you get to see request to publish and item feedback. When I log in again, you see I get more tabs, which is now add to favorite and add to cart. The favorite part and cart, these ones are very crucial to someone, especially who is doing a research, who will get to use more images. Because if you come here and say add to favorite, it adds to your list of favorites. Let me just show you by adding more images on how actually it works. I'll show you quickly where they are. When you've done adding your images, you come here and you click on your favorite. It will show you all the items you've selected as a favorite, so that next time when you come in, you log in, you find them all stacked up together. You don't have to go to image again, search. Everything is just here. But if you are done using the image, you can just remove from the list, then you are all good. The next one is cart. Yes, by cart, it helps in terms of adding more images at once. Let's say you want to request 30 images. You can do that by adding them to your cart, and the list will go as one to Mbungeni. I'll also show you how it works. You add to your cart, you add to your cart, then you come down here, you will see cart. When you come to cart, it will show you all the images that you've selected. Then you fill the form. After filling the form, then it will take you to the email. The image request will go to Mbongeni, and you will actually get to view your request and take it further. For now, I will take it to my colleague Sibongiseni. He will show you the search. He will show you how to search images on the system.
Good day, colleagues and everyone. I hope everyone is doing good. My name is Pongsen Lukele, and I'll also give you a brief background about who am I. I'm an alumni and a student here at West University. I completed my master's in GIS and remote sensing. So I have a solid background in GIS and remote sensing. I did my honors in GIS as well, and my undergrad in geography and environmental studies. So what I will be doing today, I'll be showing you the 2 most important features that our researchers like to ask about, which is how to search the database, the new system, and item feedback. Most importantly, our researchers and scholars usually struggle with searching the database. So with this database, what I like about it, it allows searches here on the global search. It allows searches by country, province, district, and by keywords. So I'll briefly show you an example on how to search So typically, if you are a new researcher, you are focusing on elands. Let's say you want to do research about elands, you can just come here to advanced search and easily type elands. And then here you choose your scope and content. And you can just click search. Then it will show you all the collections we have here of elands, and then it will tell you about the institutes that hold have copyright to the images, and it will also show you the creators of who is doing the research of the elands. For example, David Pierce here. If you get the name here, is our colleague here at the institute. You can easily email him and ask him more about his research of elands. You can also search maybe, let's say you want to study about rhinos on zebras. You can easily click rhino. So, rhino, and scope and content is still fine. Search. It will give you all the images we have of rhinos. There are a lot of keywords. I usually advise people to visit this search box here on the search database, and then it will tell you what to look for and how to look for the keywords. Another thing, you can search by names of institutes. For example, you want all the collections belonging to RARI. You can just type in RARI, click on creator or title, and search. It will give you all the images and documents belonging to the Rock Art Institute and all the creators that RARI holds the collections of. You can also search using site districts. Let's say, for instance, you are interested in images or collections from Matlier, you can just type Matlier. Then make sure here your criterion is a place access point. And click on search, then it will show you all the images we have from Matlier. If you're not sure where Matlier is, you can click here on place, and then you know it's in South Africa, Eastern Cape, and then Matlier, and then it will give you all the sites that are located next to Matlier. One thing I like about this new system, it's very collaborative. So we have a general feedback of the website. I usually ask researchers to interact with us using the feedback options. You can give us a feedback of the website using this button here, and then tell us what type of feedback you have, whether it's an error, suggestion, or correction, and then give us remarks, and then we'll receive it and fix it. Due to time constraints, I'd like to tell you about 2 examples we've had so far. We've had this system for 3 months, as my colleague Bongeni said. We have recently fixed a site issue belonging to Prof. Benjamin Smith. When he visited us here 2 months back, he had an issue about the site in Chencherere, Malawi. There was a site mistakes with these images. So we managed to fix 80 slides while you are still here with us. And then one thing that I liked about it is because this system is collaborative, you can send us an issue and we'll manage to fix it in no time at all. Another example I'll briefly tell you about is Dr. Gil Ryan. She used to complain about the sites in the old system, but now because we have this new site, we are even now working on fixing the site's issues and her images on the new system. One thing I'd like to disclose is that my colleague and I, Sillo, in the new year, will open a training for interested researchers and scholars and colleagues to come in. You can do it online and then teach them on how to use this new system. I feel like even Johan, what he said is very important because we don't want to lose images and all. We prefer when researchers are on the field, they are able to upload images We'll create specific folders and subfolders for them to upload the images on. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much, Sibongiseni and Ndadiselo. That was a really great little tour of all of the features. Yes, and you've reminded me another thing that I would like to reiterate, and that is the collaborative nature of the new AtoM platform. Of course, as I said earlier, if you are, for example, somebody like Savino Di Lernia, who is in Rome, La Sapienza, who are one of our stakeholders, Savino will be able to apply for the level of permissions that he would like to in order to get into the University of Rome La Sapienza collections and add metadata. So you can say, well, I've been to that site in the Sahara. I can add notes to these images, not only just to the sites, but to the images themselves. And that is an absolutely fantastic advancement that we now have. I'm also seeing other people here like Aaron. Aaron, you could write in and say, look, this site in the Berg, I visited it in 1981, let's say, and the information that you guys have is incorrect. You could correct us on it, or you could add information. Any amount of metadata could go onto that. And that's just a simple matter of us attributing the right permissions for you to be able to get in and do that. And even if you didn't, you could still write notes and comments on that item in the archive and have us take a look at it. So it's really fantastic for that. Before we go, I just quickly wanted to ask Johan did you have anything left that you desperately wanted to add before you left us just now?
Thank you, Dr. Chalice. No, not really. We're actually looking bigger than this now, from my perspective. The metadata that we can attribute to the collection is virtually endless. From an archival perspective, and everyone said their bio. Let me just say I'm a qualified IT person, but I then studied archival science, so I am an archivist. The main thing about archives is context, describing stuff properly. There's no sense, and I said to Dr. Chalice the other day, there's a photo of someone in a cave. We have I had no idea what it is. It was just a photo of a cave. And if you then apply the proper metadata to say, this cave is there, the three people standing there are these people, then you have actually context to that items. And I think in this system, it's built around context. So you can build a collection that you can, from various points, so you can look at, from the site perspective, you can look at the people, you can look at the RARI. So, it's a multi-dimensional, and at the end of the day, you add so much more value in using stuff like this. But that's about it. Thanks, Dr. Chalice and Mbogeni and Selo and the team. I actually enjoyed this very much. And, I'm looking forward to extending the stuff that we've built in the meantime to do watermarks and all these other things onto the system. Thanks.
Thank you very much indeed. And yes, to our colleagues at the National Archives, we're in touch with you, and we'd really like to carry the conversation forward in terms of this taking its rightful place in South Africa as part of the National Archives. I'd also like to thank all of my colleagues from the Rock Art Network, Terry Little and Pete Robinson, who've joined us, Richard Kuba, from Frankfurt, of course, who curates the absolutely fantastic Frobenius archives there. Savino, I've mentioned. Sylvia and Tom McClintock, who I mentioned earlier. All of you. It's absolutely fantastic to see. And yes, if you have any advice or comments for us, I'd love to hear about those. And just to finish up, I'm going to hand back to Mbongeni, who has been masterminding this whole thing, and thanks once again to Paida and to Johan. So that's bye from me, and I'll hand back to Mbongeni to finish up.
Thank you so much, Dr. Charles, and thank you to everyone who avail themselves here in our launch. Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. I'm not sure whether there is anyone with a question. Maybe we can take one or two. If there is no question, then I can just close the session. It looks like there is no question. Then, okay, here is Mtutuzi
Masego's
Masego.
got one.
Yes, Mtutuzi, you can go.
Sorry, I have just one simple question. I may have missed this. But is there a new URL for the site?
Yes, of course, and
Yes.
we'll be sending that out to everybody. It was just up here on the screen at the beginning, but in case you missed it, we'll be sending that around, of course. Mbongeni?
Yes, correct, Dr. Charles. Yeah, we do have a new URL, and then we'll circulate it with everyone who's on our mailing list. And just to inform everyone that by next week, we are closing our old system. So everyone, we really request that please use the new system and interact with us via our new system. Thank you.
How far, Mbongeni, can you zoom in on your URL there? You just had it on your screen. Or we've lost it.
Yes, we can zoom it, yes.
Zoom right. If you can zoom right in top left.
Sorry, Dr. Charles, I pasted it in the chat.
Oh, you did? Oh, excellent. It's in the chat. Fantastic. Okay, but that's coming around to everyone. So it's https rari.wits.ac.za. So it's very straightforward. But a number of search terms will also produce that result. Okay, so it just remains for me to say thank you again to everybody for coming through. We had a large number of people. I think we had also a large number of people who couldn't get in for one reason or another. It might be to do with its bandwidth or something like that. So, but what we will be doing is, with your permission, sending it around to everybody that was invited so that they can watch the video at their leisure. Okay, so that's thanks from me, and a very good evening, or if you're in the States, good morning. Or if you're in Australia, thanks for staying up with us. And thanks to all my WITS colleagues and RARI colleagues, David, Catherine, and to all of our stakeholders, Savino, Joe Alphas of ARAL fame, and everybody who has helped to keep us afloat over the years. Right. Good night.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much, everyone.